Hey, welcome back to Zombie Tactics. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a new product from Olight. Been doing a lot of Olight reviews lately, but this one's kind of unique. This is the Olight PL Mini Pistol Light, PL Mini Valkyrie. You can say Valkyrie or Valkyrie, whatever you like. I may say any one of those in the middle of this video. Potato, potato, I don't care. Let's talk about the light. And it is a weapons-mounted light specifically made for pistol. It's kind of hard to get an idea how big it is, or how small it is in this case, unless you compare it to their larger model. This is the PL2 Valkyrie, the larger or the bigger brother of the PL Mini, or the bigger sister. You know, I don't want to be sexist about it. Let's go to the tabletop and take a look at it, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about some of the other things having to do with how you would use this light. So mostly for purposes of size comparison again, I've got my Glock 22/17 Franken Glock here, aside of the PL2 Valkyrie, the full-size model, and the PL Mini, the smaller one that we're taking a look at today. Let's just kind of that one out of the way for now. We might take a look at that later. Right off the bat, it's a fairly small light, and it has very basic features, very basic functions to it. You do have a mounting rail, and the mounting rail is a really neat clip-on design. I'll show you how this lever is really handy in a second. It comes with two different, what you would call mounting keys. This is the Glock style mounting key, and it comes with another one that is for a 1911 or what they call a 1913 style rail mount. So it'll adapt to a lot of different pistols. I've tried it with, of course, this Glock full-size pistol. I've also tried it with a compact Glock 19. I've tried it with various 4-inch and 5-inch barrel length pistols, Ruger SR9, Springfield XD. I think of the full-size Smith & Wesson M&P works just fine. The C models of these pistols, like the SR9C, the Smith & Wesson M&P 9C, and some other pistols like that, doesn't really work. Not going to work for you. It is designed for a more or less full-size or slightly less than full-size carry pistol in the range of a Glock 19 or a Glock 17. The rail mount system on this is a unique feature, and I think it's really good. If you take a look at a lot of weapons-mounted lights, they use a system where there's a wheel you have to turn here, and they call that a one-handed operation. I've never really thought that that was a one-handed operation, because every time I see somebody working with one of those, they're fiddling around with it. This, you just kind of stick it in place, the key automatically fits into the groove, you do that, and it's done. This is simplicity itself. Now, I'll show you this both with the light on, the gun, and off, but there's a very simple mode of operation for this light. It puts out 400 lumens, and it's as simple as this. Pressing the switch down and letting up is momentary. If you quickly click it, it's on or off. And that is all there is to it. And there's a control on this side and a control on that side. So when it's on the gun, you can operate it with your finger. Okay? Momentary, and then on and off. Opposite side could be operated by your thumb or by left-handed shooters the other way around. It comes off of the gun just as easily as it goes on the gun, and this is an important feature for a number of reasons, and I'll kind of show you why. Let's go back to another view, and I'll show you what's up. For those of you who need to see it on camera or you freak out, there's obviously nothing in the gun. We'll just do that for the sake of argument. One of the things that's always bothered me about weapons-mounted lights is the idea of, well, do you always want it on the gun? The idea for a citizen, for self-defense, of having a weapon-mounted light has always seemed a little iffy to me, both because, first of all, most of them are too big. They're like that full size. This solves that problem. Second one is it's kind of hard to get a good concealed carry holster for these smaller lights like this. And the third one is that it goes to kind of that, you know, 4 laws of gun handling thing. You don't point the gun at something you don't want to shoot or kill or destroy. So if you got a light on a gun and you tend to point the light at something, well, of course, now you've pointed the gun at it. Now you can make a perfect case and say, well, I don't have to have the gun pointed at something when I'm using the light. A light like this that puts out 400 lumens of light, there's a significant amount of play of the light against whatever surface or in whatever room, and the pattern of the light, as you can kind of see, is, if I turn it on, is decent enough that you'll get a nice bright hot spot and then a good splash of light around it. So you can make the case that, like, well, you don't necessarily have to point it at something. You could be pointing it down or you could be pointing it up, your call, and it would give you a splash of light into a room or whatever environment you're in without necessarily pointing the light at somebody. Even though that's the case, I tend to, as a citizen involved in possible self-defense things, I like to have a handheld light available to me as opposed to one that's in my hand. And that's because I can scan around with that light a lot easier in my environment while keeping the gun pointed in a completely safe direction. Now, why does that have anything to do with the Olight products? And they both work this way, both the mini and the full size. This mounting system makes it extremely easy. You can see how easy that light is coming on and off the gun. Okay? Easy to put on, easy to come on. It's a very tough little mount. It's not going anywhere when the gun's mounted on there, and it comes off easy enough. What you can do is you can ensure, say if this is a bedside gun, in a safe, maybe in a closet in a safe, something like that, a quick release safe under the bed. What this ensures is that you always have a light with the gun. So I would be inclined in a lot of situations, not all, I might in many situations use it as it's intended, mount it on the gun. I could easily, though, because the way this mount is, it comes right off of the gun, and I can use it as a handheld light just as easily as I can use it as a light that's mounted on the gun. The trick is, of course, that since I've got it mounted on the gun, I've always got the light with me. I think that's a tremendous advantage of this kind of mounting system that's on the Olight, both models of it, and you'll hear me talking about this when I review the larger one as well. So it's kind of almost the perfect blend of two worlds. I have a light with me all the time with the gun, and I can use it either handheld or weapons mounted. Either way, no big deal. One particularly neat feature about this weapon-mounted light, and about a lot of products that Olight is putting out recently, is this new idea of this magnetic charging ring, or whatever you want to call it. And it works really well. You know how I am about USB-based devices. I think that's the wave of the future. As many things as you can get USB rechargeable in sort of a survival prepper kind of a approach, the better, I think, because you're reducing the number of things you have to keep on hand. Now, the way this works, of course, is it's USB on one side, and on the other side, it's this magnetic mount, which works like this. Now, you notice I didn't even get that near the mount, and it just kind of sucks it right in there into place. It's foolproof. You don't have to hunt for something to plug it into. It's just boop, and you're there. So if you have a nightstand or something like that, or you want to put a charging system into a safe, maybe on one of these battery-powered packs or something, pretty much you can find yourself just taking the gun and putting it in the general direction of this thing, and it'll pop itself on there and you're in good shape. As I noted, Olight is doing more and more of their products this way. I'm not a big fan of having to have a special connector, a special cable, but I think the advantage that this gives you in terms of ease of use overweighs that disadvantage. Now, check the description below because you'll get a link to Olight's website where you'll get more information on this product, as well as the rather low price for something this quality. A lot of lights are very expensive, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and then there's these lights that you buy for 20 bucks at the, the local Big Five or whatever that break the first time you use them. It's nice to have a product that is well made at a price point that most people are going to be able to afford if they want to have a weapons-mounted light. That's Zombie Tactics for today. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It does make a difference, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.